My name is Skye Taylor, and I'm a sideline reporter here at Gata Productions. To me, a sideline reporter is the eyes and the ears of the broadcast that people in the booth cannot see. For example, like our play-by-play in color. So for example, if there's an injury update, it is my job and my responsibility to go find that athlete, see what I can see. Maybe he's cramping, or maybe he's riding on the bike, or maybe he's getting taped up, whatever it is. You never want to speculate, but I have legs, and so it's my job to be the eyes and the ears of the broadcast. So I actually grew up, I was a pageant girl, but I also did competitive cheerleading and sideline cheerleading my whole life. So kind of growing up though, it was more of, my love for sports came from my parents watching it. I remember growing up in our old house, my dad has this huge man cave. We're diehard Georgia fans, we're diehard Atlanta Falcons fans, so I just remember growing up and there's always some type of sport on the TV. That's kind of where the sports background came in, and then it was actually pageantry. We were touring the Channel 2 Action Newsroom in Atlanta. Monica Hoffman was retiring, and I looked at my mom and I was like, Mom, this is what I want to do, and I was literally only 9 years old. And I kind of blended that with my love for sports. And then obviously, you know, seeing Erin Andrews, Laura Rutledge, Holly Rowe, Maria Taylor, whoever it is on the TV growing up, I just loved seeing them, and it was just, I loved it. My main favorite part is, say an insane ending happened to a game and I get to go interview the athlete or coach afterwards and just seeing their emotions and how happy and just what a tremendous achievement it was for them. I just love seeing their emotions and their personalities come out. Like again, the reason I do this, I love telling stories and I love being able to share their stories more than just the wins and the losses. And so getting to tell the athletes and coaches stories that most people don't know about, I think is just so important, and it makes me really happy when I get to do it. I think the hardest part of sideline reporting is the people behind the screens don't know what goes on behind the scenes. You know, like I have 10 people in my ear telling me 80 different things what to do. My producer, my director, my talent, you know, my play-by-play in color, and then whatever it is, someone's always telling me something different to do. And then also, you know, you have the technical difficulties of where you can't hear. Maybe you're supposed to bring us back in from commercial break, for example, and your belt pack goes out, and you have no idea if we're live on air or not. You cannot hear telling them to tell you go. So I think there's a lot of technical difficulties that people don't really realize about sideline reporting, and also how much information you really have to obtain to be able to do this. I mean, you can't just go out there and know the sport and be a perfect sideline reporter. You know, obviously you have to do so much prep, so much research, and really deep dive all into your knowledge and research, because there's just so many things that you have to know how to do. Yeah, I think coming into this, you know, I didn't know what a hit was. I didn't know what talent meant. I didn't know a lot of these technical terms that now I use sideline reporting. So I pretty much knew nothing other than the fact that I know sports and I know I can talk on camera, but I didn't really know anything else that went into it. Being a woman in sports is something that I take so serious. I think it's something that's so important, you know, because when you're in a male-dominated space like sports, a lot of people might think you don't belong here, or that you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know enough information about the sport. And, you know, I obviously don't think that's true. I think if you do your homework and you show up every day ready and prepared and confident, that people are going to respect you, and we all deserve a seat at the table, and I'm glad to help advocate for women that we all belong here in the world of sports.